everybody, great fans around the world. Welcome back to another episode of Soaps and Sass.
What's up, what's up?
I am your host, Mama Sass.
And I'm your other host, Baby Sass.
You're not the other host, you're just a host. Alright, so I think this week we're going to continue with the split of the two soaps. I don't know that we have a lot to say, but I think it makes it easier for y'all. Y'all can pick and choose. You can listen to both. So this one is Beyond the Gates.
Right, and hopefully this week we don't have any technical difficulties.
I don't think we will. I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to jump right into recap. I don't have much of one because...
No, this week was kind of focused on like one thing.
Right. So, and there's some side stories, but...
It's really focused on the one thing.
The one thing being the fashion show.
Chelsea's last show.
Yes, Chelsea's last hurrah. The fashion show was a fantastic success.
Indeed it was.
There was a little surprise guest because they had Samantha backstage, and then they threw Samantha onto the catwalk. And I'm very glad that they changed the dress she had tried on backstage to whet her appetite to what she actually walked across the stage in, because she looked really, really good in this lovely flowy green dress. Yeah, so that went well. Then shortly after, we see Danny at the club. She's meeting with Hannah from the First Gen Foundation, and Danny gets fired because of her shenanigans
at the wedding,
which
was weeks before this.
Right. So Danny's confused, but it's like, okay. Unfortunately, Danny made a big scene about it. So what could have been private business was now made very public.
I have words about that.
I do too. Bill and Haley, who are having breakfast at the club, witnessed this because, again, Danny kept bearing noise over being fired. So, whatever. Then Anita finds out because, Danny fills her in. And Anita gets revenge. And she basically withdraws the Dupree support from the First Gen Foundation and says, and not only are we withdrawing our support, but we're going to start the same scholarship fund over in our Dupree Foundation, so good luck to you. Which, okay, I have thoughts around that as well. Big shocker to nobody. Sam now wants to be a model with her little 15-year-old self. The parents aren't super for it, but eventually she manages to convince Smitty. Smitty's kind of on board, Martin not so much. But Sam, being the true teenager, because it's got to be the behavior, because it sure ain't the looks, I'm really sorry, decides to defy her parents. Okay, cool, fine. Danny inserts herself in the process. Sam had asked Chelsea to be her manager, but Danny's looking for something else to do. She's just been fired, so she sprints into action.
Right, though in fairness, it's not like she knew about Sam asking Chelsea anything like that.
She did not, but she also didn't know that her parents had given permission or not. So I thought that was bold, but we can talk about that also. And then if we side story, and I guess it's still a main story, but a different story. Ted and Andre are watching footage of the documentary that's supposedly going to end up on the cutting room floor. Ted gets all wistful and regretful. Andre's like, "What's up?" And then Ted tells Andre everything. Every last detail of what has happened with Leslie, he tells Andre.
I have a really bad feeling and a theory to go along with that video.
Yeah. We will hear about that soon. And Eva... Oh, sorry, just before I slip off of that, Andre encourages Ted to tell Nicole everything, but Ted's like, nope, can't do it. Anniversary party, not doing it. You can't make me. And then Eva figures out everything that her mother's doing. Leslie admits to everything she's doing, but she spins it in such a way, like totally gaslighting Eva. Like, do you think I'm some kind of psychopath? And Eva's like, no, I'm not accusing you. I'm just asking a question. I was like, okay, Leslie, not cool. But then Eva admits, like, she's just really frightened that her mother is going too far and is going to end up in real trouble. And Leslie's like, yeah, well, I trust you to pull me back from the edge. No, control your own behavior. So that is pretty much what happens this week, right? Did I miss anything that you want?
Just a little bit. Doug is deciding to, quit gambling after he almost kills a little boy.
Sorry. I always forget the storylines I care nothing about.
That's fair. Well, I'm like, you should care a little bit about this one, only because, as we know, Joey, a.k.a. Kevin from General Hospital, is in it, and he's going after the wife.
He's going after the wife, but I don't care about any of these characters. It's like, I'm not invested You know, and
not invested in it. We're still weeks into this, and that was we would stop watching.
Well, I mean, there's storylines that I'm invested in a little bit, but Joey and Doug McBride. This is not.
I don't care about Doug. I care about Joey. I'm intrigued to see what's going on with Joey and Vanessa, but I don't really care about Doug. I'm like, Doug's just an idiot.
Yeah. So that also happened. I'm sorry we didn't get to see anything about the lawsuit this week. That's the storyline I'm really, really interested in.
For real. I'm like, can we head to court, please? I'd really like to see them go head to head.
Yeah, let's get this over and done with.
It's like, stop dragging it out.
You know, or see a little bit more of Bill's machismo, which is really not the right word, but anyway, his alpha male veneer crack some more.
Right.
Because that is his Achilles heel, right? It's his relationship with his kids. So I want to see more of that.
Right, and I just want to I also just want to see Mike just do something stupid and get himself in real trouble.
Don't care.
Well, seeing as how the lawsuit's about him.
I know, but yeah.
I don't want to see Mike either, but I just want to see. I want to see him do something or say something stupid that's gonna totally put the nail in the coffin and seal his fate.
Yeah,
that's more so what I mean.
Get him off the canvas and let's move on. Yeah. All right. So that is basically the recap for the week. What do you want to dive into? I'm gonna guess the fashion show because that was the only thing this week. But no, go ahead.
No, actually, let's start with the fashion show just because it's a little, I really enjoyed it. It was a really nice, reprieve from all the drama that's been going on. It was a nice little break, and I think it was really nice to see Kat and Chelsea interact with Samantha. Yeah. So it was really nice to see Kat and Chelsea interact with Samantha, the niece and the cousin, stuff like that. And even be like, just like, we're going to have some fun girl time. Because really, it's like, whenever we see Kat or Chelsea's like, they're hanging out with one or the other, like, yeah. We really don't get to see the, like, extended family to an extent. Yeah. So it was really nice to see that. And then just them being like, come on, girl, like, work it. Because even I know it's like, when we go shopping with Auntie Sass, and, like, I still remember, like, when, my sister Sass was getting ready for her prom and we went prom dress shopping, and she was trying on dresses, and then I kind of got thrown in only because I found that one dress I really liked, and then it was just like, try on these other dresses. It was really fun. So to see that was really cool, and I did have a feeling that they were gonna throw her up there, but I was like, please don't, because I can see Danny coming in and being like, the cogs turning in her head.
Right.
So I was really just like, please don't, just because I'm like, not to say that Danny's overbearing.
But she is.
She is. But it's like, don't make Samantha like the pet project kind of position.
Right.
So to see that Samantha came to the conclusion that she wants to do it herself, one was nice, but also I'm like, girl, sleep on it for a few days. Like, sure, I get it. It's like the adrenaline rush, the cameras flashing, you wanting to make your friends jealous because it's like, Chelsea's your cousin, even though they don't technically know this. Mm-hmm. But you get the exclusive because you're Dupree and you get to be there and everything. It's cool, but again, it's like the cameras are gone, the music is no longer there, like the adrenaline rush is over, and you're still like, I want to be a model. It's like, okay, voila, like, calm down. Take a second, sleep on it for a few days. The feeling might vanish. You might like, you know what, this is not actually what I want to do. But if you still feel this way a week, 2 weeks later, by all means. But literally, it was the day after, and you're like, I want to be a model. Let's do this. Chelsea, be my manager. I'm like, girl, chill.
Right, and so I agree with you, because I also thought that Danny was going to jump right in. And so to see it from the other perspective, I thought was a good move from the writing staff. It makes the story more interesting, and it sells the impetuousness of youth, right? Because Sam has just seen the glitz and the glamour. Chelsea tried to tell her about the darker side.
That's true.
And she just wasn't hearing it. And, the parents are like, it's not just the runway and the catwalk and the flash and the covers. Mm-hmm. There's all this garbage that goes on behind the scenes that we don't necessarily hear about or see.
Right.
But she's a young girl. She can't see all that. So
right.
That's interesting. And so I hear what you're saying, like, sleep on it, but she would never come to that different conclusion. She will have to experience it, which I think I appreciate in the sense of, I think Martin and Smitty should have agreed to let her do it, like outright, because it's like, okay, you don't want to hear, then you'll learn,
right? And even I kind of agree in the sense that they were like, we'll like vet the show, we'll vet the photographers and do all this. We'll just like, if this doesn't seem right, we won't agree to it, and yada yada. Which I'm like, smart, but there's only, like, again, you still need the manager because there's only so much you can do, because
right,
you can't focus all your, exactly, you can't focus all your time on that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, as you just said, it's like you don't see the darker side of it, you just see what you see. Mm-hmm. And it makes me think of like, as I preface this by, I don't want to go into like a whole spiel and rant on it, but it makes me think of like just like the movie and TV show industry, especially with kids, because like all those documentaries, like this is the darker side of Disney, this is the dark side of Nickelodeon, these are the things that are happening behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's like we know this has been going on from time, but nothing's really changing about it, and even though we're bringing it more out into the light, it's still like, be aware. It's like, these things happen. It's like, and while yes, the movie industry is different from the fashion industry, it doesn't mean that they don't have the same pitfalls and challenges.
Exactly, because your parents can't be out there all the time. Not every parent is a good parent manager, right, or has the right motivations. I mean, we've seen the stories. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Mm-hmm. I'm also glad to know that Danny was a good momager towards Chelsea in the industry, because again, it's like, parents being your manager does not always turn out well. Mm-hmm. But I think there's, honestly, for different reasons. One, just Chelsea had done it, Danny had done it, but it could have gone south really bad, because it's like, well, when I was yada yada yada, it's like we were doing things like this, and so she could have tried to turn Chelsea into a mini her, which I guess in a way she did, but she still let Chelsea have her own life and have her say, instead of, being the voice and the only voice, and Chelsea just not having a voice at all.
Yeah. I also liked with the Samantha storyline, there was a couple of things, right, where Samantha and Tyrell did the divide and conquer, which as a parent, I'm just like, no.
I mean, as someone who's done it, it's like, which parent is going to be more
having been the victim of that with you and your sister, like, no.
Because it's like, we know what parent would it's like, we know which parent will let us do what. So it's like, we don't even bother going to the first one.
I wasn't down for that. I wasn't down for her lip with the, you never let me do anything, or, it's always your way or the highway, or however she phrased that. I wasn't down for that as a parent. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
But for me, it's what I've always told you guys. You are absolutely entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to voice your opinion. You can't be rude about it. I'm not going to have it.
Nope.
Right? So I was just like, no, that I'm not here for the sass. Which is ironic, given that it's Soaps and Sass. But as a parent, I'm just like, nuh-uh, little girl, nuh-uh.
See, and this is one of the reasons why I really enjoyed doing this podcast with you, because not only is it like I get to spend time with my mom, but it's like you get two different sides of the coin. So it's like you get two different points of view from the different generations.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like you, who's, I wouldn't say a veteran, but someone who's had a lot more years of watching soap operas, can see things from a different perspective than from me, who's the younger generation, and is like, okay, well, I see where you're coming at, but
Absolutely, it makes me think as well. So I wasn't here for that. I found it very interesting how Smitty, because Smitty didn't seem to be here for the idea, right? He was not really ready to let her go and be a model. He was open to hear what she said, but it seemed to me like his mind was made up that it was a no.
Yeah.
And then when Martin came in and talked about her childish dreams, I as a parent, or maybe not even as a parent, as a person, I was just like, no, that is 100% not okay.
No.
You don't want to support it, that's fine. Don't call it a childish dream. It's her dream.
Right?
Leave it at that. Because you don't have to put any kind of negative adjective or any qualifying adjective.
Right? Because that's like saying, just in general, anything to do with like, I would say the arts really is like a childish dream. It's like a model, movie star.
Right.
Like, it's like, yes, I can understand. It's like those are such difficult industries to get into, but to say it's childish isn't fair. Because I remember as a kid, I was like watching TV and I'm like, oh my god, I would love to be one of those kids on the TV and whatever. Because I'm like, I love these shows and whatnot. And like even seeing like the different people on TV who like look like me, it's like I'm like, I want to be those people. I want to be like that inspiration to the younger generation and stuff. But it's like,
yeah, but were you thinking of it as you being an inspiration though, really and truly?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just like I just want to be on TV.
Yeah.
But also it's like I like over the years I thought about it and it's like it would be nice, but it's not what I want. Like, especially where my interests lie, I'm like, I can't be on the TV. I can be on the TV through voice, as you and like our family know. It's like me and my sister would love to be voice actors, but to be physically seen is like, no, I'd rather you hear me than you see me.
And that's the thing for me. You can have your dream. There are some dreams that are easier to attain because I guess they're more socially acceptable in a matter of speaking, right? Or it's easier to get into. Being an actor, being a model, those are tough industries to get in, and there's a lot of pain involved, or at least it appears to me there'd be a lot of pain, right? Like they were saying, like there's
a lot
the
of competition too.
Yeah, right, a lot of competition, but there's the rejection, and in some of these aspects, that rejection is ridiculously personal. Even, for example, I wanted to be a writer. That rejection would be personal because it's my thoughts that I'm putting on paper.
Yeah.
Right. So if you say no, this is not for me, I'm gonna take it like you're not accepting me, which is not necessarily the thing. It's like it's not a fit for whatever our writing environment is about, right? It's, you know, if I'm writing to Fish and Stream and I'm writing about I don't know, some magical chair, might not be a good fit. But that's my dream, and to tell me that it's not realistic, it's not achievable, I don't think that's fair. It's you have to be you have to be willing to put in the work to achieve your dream. It may or may not happen. I also think it's important to stress you have to have a plan B. You have to, because it may not work out. That, you know, this happy path planning, it's gonna go like this, it's gonna happen like this. That's not how the world works.
No.
Things come in that you cannot foresee or don't expect. You have to have an alternate. You got to see all the possibilities to the extent possible, right? So to discourage her that way, I don't think was right.
Agreed.
What I did appreciate, though, despite the result, was that he did think about it. And I think that was after Smitty said, you know, this is why the kids see me as the more reasonable parent. And Martin kind of thought, wait, what? The more reasonable? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Martin. Yeah.
And even there was a scene, as I digress ever so slightly, there was a scene where the kids went off about, I think it was more Sam than Tyrell, about how everything has to be done because of the way Martin wants it. They have to tiptoe around what they say, what they do, because Martin can't handle it. Martin's feelings. And I thought that was a really good call out. Because there are situations like that. It's like, well, you know, daddy's home, so we can't make noise because he's had a hard day. No, you don't get to run things to that extent. It just don't make sense. But going back to what I was starting to say is that I appreciated that Martin took a moment to go and speak with Danny and get information. Even though he still decided, no, we're not doing it. But he did come back. He was a little more rational in his conversation with Samantha.
And he did
not apologize, which I did not appreciate, because you were off base.
You were.
Or at least the way you expressed your feelings was off base, not that your feelings were off base. So, yeah.
What I also like, though, is how Dan, in his conversation with Danny, like, he was like, but Samantha's gonna go through all of this, like, public image and people scrutinizing her and all of this and all that, and Danny's like, yeah, you do the same, like, the same thing happens with you.
Yes.
It's like everything you say, everything you do is looked under a microscope.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
it's so much more closely because you are a congressman. It's like you are in a political position compared to Samantha, who, for her, yes, she'd be more of an influencer and whatnot, but for her, it's going to be, they're going to be looking at her through her looks, but also just like, again, like what she's saying, but it's going to be on a different level compared to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe that's what convinced him to not let her do it, which is fine. I mean, he doesn't have to.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't have to let her do it at all. But I did appreciate that he did give it a second thought. And I also like that Smitty called out, is it because you don't want her to be a model or because of how it might affect your career?
Right.
Because that seems to be his thought all the time. So I appreciate them calling that out.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing, do you want to talk about Ted and Andre?
Yes, I do. Now, this, I know that this falls into predictions, but I'm going to go with it anyway, even though predictions usually comes at the end. But I think somehow Eva is going to get a hold of that video about Nicole talking about what happened that night.
Okay.
And again, she's going to pass it along to her mom, and her mom's going to see it. And I possibly they'll play it at the anniversary party, and then they'll be like totally confused, and here comes Leslie, and everyone's like, Sherry, Dana, so and so, like, right, and they'll be like, who, what? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, she's blah, blah, blah. It's like, y'all probably wondering who I am and why this video is playing. Well, Nicole, yeah, Ted, he wasn't in an accident. He was with me, getting me pregnant, like something, like just some reveal, and it's like,
yeah.
So I feel like that video is gonna come into play. It is not gonna hit the cutting room floor, and it's gonna be used as the big bomb.
Yeah, I had a problem with this scene between Ted and Andre, simply because, and the only because, Andre sees Ted like a surrogate father.
Yes.
And to me, that is not something you would ever dump on your children.
No.
And Andre looked pained.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like, the image he had, because he did say, like, you guys, your marriage is tight. Y'all are locked in. Y'all are equally yoked. You match your steps.
Right.
You never leave anybody behind. And Ted was like, no.
I didn't.
Which was okay. I didn't mind that he was like, I hear what you're saying, and that's really not the reality. He could have said, we have our ups and downs, we work hard at our relationship. But to tell Andre that you stepped out on your wife and all that level of detail and how you paid my girl $50,000 and all this kind of business.
Right. It's like you've basically just given, it's like you just.
Which we understand, like Andre was seriously affected by it because he's off in the bar looking troubled afterwards.
Right. But one thing that did, I hear Ted, and it bugs me a little because I'm like, the fact that he's like, I'm just like Bill Hamilton, and it's like, no, you and Bill are different. I can understand why you think that, but the difference between you and Bill, well, what you did is still shady, and even you kind of like getting your lawyers involved to get rid of her, it's still like, it's like the difference between you and Bill is, one, you never, like, granted this was more on Naomi, but even so, it's like you never brought Dana into your wife's life, and and they were acting like they were friends and so. Also, it's like, it's not like you ended up doing what Bill did and left Nicole for Dana. It's like you realized you made a mistake. Granted, it was it came to the fact that your child nearly died that night that you realized it was a very big mistake, but still, like, this is not what I want. I want my family. I want my wife. And what I did was wrong. Granted, probably telling her in that moment while she's like panicked because she thought she was going to lose you and Martin that night, not a good time to tell her. But then should have been the time to tell her.
I want to give you an opportunity to clarify something you just said, because I personally take violent exception to it, but I want to make sure I understand what you said.
Okay.
So you were comparing Ted and Nicole.
Bill. Oh, Ted.
Or Bill. And then you said, but that's on Naomi.
Well, I say it's on Naomi in the sense that I feel that it was, because we don't technically have the full story on how they met. We just know that they were friends. But from what I gather from what they have said, Naomi and Haley were friends first.
Yes.
Naomi introduced Haley to the family,
yes,
so her parents and her sister.
I'm with you.
And maybe, like, you know, advocated for her dad to, like, you know, give Haley an interview or something. Like, again, we don't know how that went down.
Stretch.
So,
yeah.
But it was more, but yeah, like, essentially I'm saying, like, Naomi was the catalyst for them meeting and ending the situation. I'm just like,
I'm looking at your face, and you know you are on very shaky.
I know, because I'm like, I don't know how to explain it without it coming off in a way that's like, I don't blame Naomi, not at all.
That's what I wanted you to say, because like, I didn't think you did.
No, I don't blame Naomi, because we already know Naomi blames herself. It's just like, it just so happened that Naomi
that's all the responsibility that Naomi has, is that she is the person who introduced Haley to the family.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
After that is Haley and Bill.
Right, so that's what I'm like.
That's why I was like, that's on Naomi.
That's
little girl, we will fight.
Yeah, it's like, that's not how I mean it.
Okay, that's why I said I want to give you the opportunity
like, how do I
clarify? Yeah, it's not on Naomi. Naomi is the person who introduced Haley. That is it. That is all.
That's why I mean, it's like, it's not like Bill introduced Dana and was like, this is my friend, yada yada yada.
Right, they took the ball and they ran.
Exactly.
So okay, fine, but yeah, I'm just I don't think Ted should have shared all of that with Andre. I think it was too much.
Right, and it's like, imagine.
That's not his boy. That is his boy.
Right, and it's like, imagine Kat had walked in, or Nicole, or like the door was creaked open. It's like,
yeah, it's not even any of that, because he can share with whoever.
And imagine, you know, Shanice knows you. You know, Shanice knows you. Imagine just accidentally.
Yeah, well, you could have shared that with Shanice, but don't share that with your children.
No, don't share that with Shanice.
I know. I know. She
just spilled that tea all over the place.
Right. Ooh. Okay, do you want to talk about comedy moment of the week?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Sorry, I have to laugh because...
No, it's fine. First, it's a two-parter. The first comedy moment was just everyone's reactions when they saw Sam walk out on the runway, because they really weren't expecting it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, this is a three-parter. Okay. But, no, okay. This is a mini comedy moment, but... Okay. I'll go with the main one.
Yes, please.
The main one was the night of the fashion show. All the Dupree men, all the Richardson men, I still don't know whatever Smitty's last name is. Smith. Bradley Smith. Right.
AKA Richardson.
Well, I'm like, they might hyphenate.
They might.
But anyway, so yes, all the men's be there. And then Tomas gets there. And Tomas got a drink in his hand and enjoying life and the preparations of the fashion show. And then Grandpa Dupree is like, oh, I know you. You're Kat's boyfriend. Father flocking in, brother flocking in, brother-in-law flocking in.
No, so tell the story straight. Yes, I saw you with Kat the other day. Hey, Ted! As he yells across the room, Ted! This is Kat's boyfriend! Which is how everybody else came flocking in from all four corners of the globe.
Poor Tomas, like, he got this look of fear on his face as he's turning every which direction because the men getting cornered.
Well, he's in the middle of the circle. It's almost like a kung fu or a karate movie,
even
right?
Still, it's like...
Where you're in the middle of the circle and you don't know what side the attack is going to come from.
Right, and it's just like,
That was great.
And I told my mom, because there's a music video called Becky from the Block, which is Becky G, basically... She's an amazing artist, and she sings a cover of Jennifer Lopez's Jenny from the Block. And in the song, she says, if you want to date me, you have to ask my daddy and my 30 uncles. You can meet them in an alley. And that's literally what I thought of as every single man is circling Tomas. I was like, dear God, this poor man. And it just made me think, I'm like, oh, I know my family would do this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But the thing that killed me even more was the fact that, like, all of them walk up and they're like, I'm Kat's dad. I'm Kat's brother. I'm Kat's brother-in-law. And obviously you got Grandpa, so he doesn't have to introduce himself. But it's just like, he's like, so I know, So I can't see you. I shook the chair, but he's like turning every which direction, staring at these men, and he's like, blah. And then they're interrogating him. It's like, so what do you do? I hear you're a lawyer. Yes. What law firm do you work for? Bill Hamilton. And Every said, and Tomas didn't know how to like defend himself,
or how to refer to Danny. Mrs. Hamilton, Mr. Dupree, oh god,
right? And just like he didn't know what to do. And then they're like, "You're not gonna hurt me." Or he's like, "Oh no, we're not worried about you. We're worried for you." And it's like he's like, "Huh?" It's like Cat is. You don't want to anger Cat. Like, that's basically what they said. She's like, she's a headstrong woman. You don't. And it's just like, this poor man. But thankfully, Cat saw the foolishness that was happening and rescued Tomas because, oh my goodness.
I have nothing to add. That was a fantastic scene. And in last week's podcast, I know Auntie Sass was talking about how wooden Tomas was. And she did call me and she recanted. She was like, This was very much full-on emote. He did a fantastic job in this scene.
He did.
So, yeah.
Yes. And then I would say my very mini comedy moment for this, aside from that, was poor Vanessa getting that text.
Oh, let's save that.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
Actually, no, you know what? Go ahead. Yeah,
so... Vanessa is sitting at Uptown waiting because she's got a date with Joey, or at least a rendezvous. Mm-hmm. And she's sitting there waiting at her, and she gets a text, and it's little stalker man Diego, and he says, "You up?" First of all, sir, what? It's not after midnight. I don't know why you're sending a "you up" text. It's probably like what, 9:00 at night? Like, of course, like. Not everyone's gonna be up at 9, but I don't expect Vanessa to be asleep at 9:00. I'm like, yes, I believe my girl needs to get her beauty sleep, but not at 9:00. Chill. But the fact that you're sending a "you up" text is like, little boy.
So that was my Delulu of the week, is where I put that.
Okay, that's fair.
Just, sir, come on. You are the worst part is he is what many women would consider attractive. He doesn't appeal to me, but that doesn't really matter. You have to chase behind this woman every minute. Like, what is happening, sir?
See, the man might be conventionally attractive to other people, but that in and of itself is a turn off.
It is. And you up, and she's like, my bedtime's later. Is that a yes? Well, if she answers you yes, she's up. I mean, if you take the question literally, if you want to see the woman, like, have well, then again, I mean, I was going to say have a little class.
This man doesn't have class.
The storyline has no class. So, really, Diego, come on, get good. That's all I have to say on that.
No, that's fair, because I'm like, we had a discussion about it earlier. It's just like...
Yeah. I don't know what category to put this in. I'm just in despair. I don't know what to do with this. So as I mentioned, Eva figures out what her mother's up to, and Leslie's like, "Do you think I'm a psychopath?" Totally gaslighting Eva.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing. It was her line when she said to Eva, after Eva says, "I'm scared for you. I'm worried that you can't pull it back," and she says, "If ever I'm out on a limb, I trust you to catch me." And it's like, but Leslie. Okay, you clearly you have some awareness because you know the ish you're doing. You know the mess that you are pulling. Why are you putting it on this child to pull you back? Or this young woman, I shouldn't call it a child. This young woman to pull you back because you can pull yourself back. You are choosing not to. I don't know. I don't have words. I'm making sounds again.
That's okay because even
I'm like... It made me mad when she said that. And it's just...
For me,
I don't know the game you're playing. And I feel I'm scared for Eva.
Agreed.
Plain and simple because... If Eva ever figures out, because her instincts are clearly screaming at her because she's asking all the right questions.
Right.
She knows her mother is up to something.
Right.
Hasn't quite put her finger on it, but she has. She just doesn't know she has.
I'm like, the thing that bugs me.
Eva gets the evidence that her mother is actually out there doing real criminal dirt.
And the thing that bugs me is I'm like, your mother literally just confessed to you
Right, but the way she
She's like,
said it, that's what I'm
right.
saying. It's so gaslighting.
I'm like,
what is
even
this gonna
still,
do
it's
to
like you
Eva
have your
when she finds out
suspicions.
that her mother really is the villain?
I like, this is the thing that, for me, if I have my suspicions that my mother's doing like shadiness, because we already know she's doing shadiness already because you're part of it. But if you're like, you caught your mom in like these different places and in these different positions, and something like alarm bells are ringing off,
They are.
I'm like, I would have got home, and I'm like, I would have started recording just to be safe.
Yeah, I don't think she's at that point yet. I think she'll get there because
it's like
she got sense,
right? Because I'm like, already you were like, when you heard about this new nurse who transferred in, you started asking all the questions because you're like, it's like clearly you think your mom's doing some foolishness again, and it's like
absolutely.
And also you had asked her early on. It's like, were you the one who ran Laura off the road? And she's like, no, it wasn't me.
And then she brought it up again,
right? But if you're hearing that there's a supposedly new nurse who's taking care of Laura, and Laura just magically gets an infection all of a sudden
and a heart attack.
Right? It's like, maybe you should be like, like, if personally for me, again, I would be recording this secretly, like, at least audio-wise, so it's like, because, like, something, like...
I don't know that you would.
Because, like, why? It's like, granted, I get it, I complain, it's like, she's gonna be out of the hospital, she's gonna be fine soon, whatever. Mm-hmm. But, it's like, you hear this, and then not 2 seconds later, the girl's got an infection, and she's gonna be in the hospital.
Too coincidental.
Exactly.
But... this is the mother that she grew up with all her life, the mother that she loves more than anything, which Eva said herself. You don't want to believe that your mother is capable of such madness. You don't. Even though your alarm bells are ringing, you don't want to. So no, I don't think she'd be recording. I don't think she would have gone into recording. She's going to need to actually hear for herself.
Right.
And see for herself, because already she was concerned. And she did act when her mother showed up at the dinner. As we know, she's the one that got her fired from the thing. So as much as Eva wants to know her father, wants to get into his life, there are lines that she herself is not willing to cross. Mm-hmm. And when she sees that things are looking a little sketch, she intervenes. And I have to say, I love the way the actress is portraying the character. I love the character. Mm-hmm. I think the character is beautifully written. It's the one character I am super invested in. But yeah, I don't know what the but is.
The other thing for me, though,
I think she's doing a great job.
The other thing for me, though, is like, I'm questioning how much of this is for Eva and how much of it is for Leslie. And
this is all for Leslie. This is all
well,
for
here's
Leslie.
the thing, because I believe at the beginning she's like, we're gonna get our payback for him abandoning you and whatever. But it's also clear, it's like, from what you're doing and how far you're going about it, it's not like the ratio of doing it for Ava to doing it for revenge and getting back and whatever. It's like it's 90-10. It's like, this is
There's
mainly
nothing about this. Nothing. She may have started exactly as you said. May have started for Eva. It quickly turned to no. This is all about Leslie.
I feel like the second she saw Ted, it was like no.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the other thing we found out is that Ted never even knew she was born. So it's not, he abandoned her. Well, no, Dana, he abandoned you. He can't. Because
you told him. It's like, you got the abortion.
Exactly. So I don't see how he could be perceived. Well, I mean, I see how he could be perceived. Right. But he didn't.
I can't be blamed for not knowing if I'm told something else.
Right. He didn't technically. I don't even know if I can say technically. What I do think is, had he known that Eva existed and was born, I think he would have made a different choice. Right. Just based on what we're seeing of him, I do believe that. So, especially didn't technically abandon her. That might be a stretch, right? Because he knew he'd made a mess. Mm-hmm. He sent somebody else to clean it up, which I don't even understand. But anyway.
But the other thing is also, it's like, we see how he is with Kat, and he's like, he's very much daddy's girl. Sorry, or a girl dad in this case.
Yeah, but he did the same with Andre. They just brought that out, made it very clear that he was a great dad to Andre.
Right, but I'm saying very specifically, like, the way he treats Kat, it's like, again, it's like, yes, my little princess, like, very clear. Because I'm like, the way you behave with, like, your daughter is so different from how you behave with your son when you're a dad. Like, from the videos I've seen, it's very clear. Okay. So I think if he had known about Ava, he like,
Eva.
thank you.
Just because I kept calling her Ava. 2 different soaps. Some of her name's Eva. Yeah.
Right. It's like.
But I think even Ted himself has proven that he would be different. He would have taken Eva in, because even just as Nicole's assistant, I find he's very protective of Eva as well, and very inclusive. It's like, no, Kat is not going to get away with treating you like that. That is not how we raised her to treat people. That is not what she's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Do you need me to go to bat for you? Right. He comes in that protective way.
Right. But I also think he's like, he unknowingly sees something within Eva, and he just
maybe
like he probably doesn't know it, but he does feel that connection, and he just like
could be.
So,
but I also think that if it had been Laura that was still in the story, I think he would have done the same with Laura. I think that's just how he is.
Right.
Because even when I think they were at breakfast, they were all at breakfast, he was like, Eva, come join us.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be on the outside. You know, you're working for our family, so you're a part of our family.
Right. I think it's more the
dinner.
Yeah, the dinner, because the breakfast, it was Nicole who offered.
Yeah. So I think Eva seeing that what her mother is saying is not quite true.
Right.
With respect to these people.
Right. I think the only thing that's probably having her question that is when she came home and he was there.
Well, we all sat up straight, didn't we? Because it was like, Ted, wait a minute. That was a code switch on a level. He went back to the streets. He had this is when I go to the office and I'm around other people, and this is when I'm with my boys. Like, we ain't playing that game.
Right. But I think it also... So one, I was kind of hoping Eva wouldn't get back, but it was interesting. But I think this should also prove to Eva, it's like, the man is very protective of his family.
Yes.
And if he knew that you were his family, he would, like, he's already protective of you, but it's like, he would be just as protective, if not more so.
That's the part I'm worried about. Will she see it? Because
I don't think she will.
Right now,
because she doesn't have the whole story.
She doesn't have the whole story.
So I don't think she will.
And this is the thing, right? Because she knows she's allied with Leslie, she might be seeing it as he would see her as a threat and work to remove her.
Right, which is exactly what I'm like,
I don't think is the case. I think, and unfortunately, when he finds out that she's his daughter, I think he's going to be angry at first.
Oh, for sure.
But he's gotten to know her, so I think they'll be able to repair that.
Right. I think
the same thing with Nicole, and I think Nicole will accept her faster than.
I think Nicole's gonna be hurt though.
Of course, Nicole's gonna be hurt. Of course, there's a whole story she don't know.
It's like, right. It's well, no, but I mean, she'll be hurt and pissed at Ted for sure, but she'll be hurt at Eva because it's like
you could have just told me that from when.
Right. It's like you could have told me. You manipulated your way into my office and my life and my family.
For sure,
Laura. Like you are essentially. Again, we can't blame Eva because she didn't do it, but it's like you are essentially the reason Laura's in the hospital. Because your mama decided to. Yeah,
I think Nicole will be able to separate that.
I think she will too. Yeah. Just it's like you like.
It's gonna be some fallout, which I guess we're gonna see in a couple of weeks. I'm hoping May Sweeps get in there with everybody else.
Yeah, it should, because if it's April 29th, then that's just before May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, we sure have a lot to talk about on this, huh? I really don't have much for any of the other categories. So, what had you hot?
What had me hot? Thank you, because I was just thinking this. 2-parter again, but still within the same cluster. Danny at the country club. 1, her getting fired, and then 2, Bill and his wife coming up trying to create a mess.
Well, that's Bill.
So, the first half of that, as I was saying, her getting fired, is just like so ridiculous. It's like, because again, as Hannah said, it's like you are not being the role model that you agreed to be when you signed the contract to be on the board. So we gotta let you go. And as Danny said, it's like the wedding was weeks ago. Yeah. If you were going to if you plan on firing me, why did you wait till now? Oh, because you wanted the money that I could have brought in.
Yeah, that was dirty.
Which I feel like that's some kind of.
It's unethical is really what it is.
Yeah, because it's like
unethical.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like it's something other than unethical, but
you think there's some legal ramification? There really isn't.
I didn't think so. But it's like, it's like, wow, y'all really just care about your money, you know?
Yes.
Because really, because for me, and I was saying this as I was watching it, it's like, okay, I understand that. It's like, what she did was not becoming of a member of the board, which is totally cool. But as you said, it was a hard decision because of everything she's done for the charity. So I would have been like, look, Danny, like, if I was on that board, I would have been the one nay. I would have been like, look, I hear what you guys are saying, but as we have just discussed, like, Danny has been exceptional in her duties. This is a one-time slip up. Like, put her on probation or something. Don't just fire her outright.
Here's the problem that everybody had. But for the live stream, Danny would still be on that board.
Agreed.
That's the challenge. That got live stream, right? And no, they're absolutely right. If you're gonna fire me for an act, you fire me proximate to the act, right? It's something similar when we're doing evaluations at work. If I screw up on the job, don't wait till it's year-end evaluation and talk about I'm not getting a raise, I'm not getting a promotion, I'm not getting a bonus because of something I did 2 weeks after my last annual review. I had a whole year to correct that behavior. Tell me on the spot so I can address it.
Yep.
Fire me on the spot. Don't wait. Oh, I've brought in 17 clients. I've raised your business profile, whatever. That's unmannerly. I also think it's rude to fire somebody at the end of a workday. I think you should fire me,
immediately, or
right. Don't let me leave home. I got dressed. Like, they're both. You know what? There's really no good time to fire anybody.
There really isn't.
Fire me at lunchtime. So at least I put on my clothes. I came to work. I got some work in. Don't let me work the whole day. Unless I did something immediately before the end of the workday. I mean, but
right. So that was just wrong on a level.
We don't want to fire you on a Friday because then you have the whole weekend to think about it and do yourself harm.
Right.
Listen.
Right. So
yeah. Okay. So that was what had you on.
Yeah, that was wrong on a level, and I'm like, okay, I get Danny was upset, and so voices were raised, but it's kind of like, damn.
All right.
Then.
Sorry.
Then Bill and freaking Haley coming in and be like, so
cackling.
We couldn't help but overhear as you were just so loud that you got fired. And then and it's like, okay, like your presence here and being in her approximate vicinity of you does not help her. But then for you to come over and gloat about what you heard, it's not helping either. But
we fully expected that from Bill because that's what Bill has been doing.
Right. But Haley being like, but Danny, you and I are now the same. We've both been, snubbed from this club and whatever. I'm like, first of all, she's not been snubbed from the club. She's been snubbed in the club. Because as you can see, it's not like the people in the club are like, I'm sorry, Miss Dupree, lately you've been causing so much, ruckus. We must kick you out and revoke your membership. Like, no! Like, unlike you who clearly in this episode did not get any service until your husband said, excuse me.
Yep.
I'm going to have to be old-fashioned here and order for my wife. Like, which also, Mr. Silverman, I'm like... That as you were talking, I was like, oh, that was my what had me hot. Freaking Jerome. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off now. Although, Haley did not need to be chipping in. Haley's going to eat those words just now. But Jerome the server... You could have done better on that.
Come on, man.
You could have done better on that.
What the hell was that?
I'm like... Sir, I'm like, okay, first of all, they sit down and you're like, Mr. Hamilton, what can I get for you? And he lists it off and then proceeds to walk away, and it's like, whoa, sir.
This is what I'm saying. That takes some real nerve. That takes some real nerve.
I'm like,
you
sir,
are gonna disrespect a man's woman in front of the man?
I'm like, no.
It's one thing if she was there by herself.
That's what I'm saying. It's
right?
like this.
Like, I don't understand why Haley's taking all this heat. Like, I mean, I do and I don't. Like, Haley's taking all this heat and Bill's taking none?
I'm like, double standard there.
Right? On so many levels. Sure, okay, Haley was out of order, but Bill is the one who was married. Bill, like, once again, we taking it out on the woman who had no...
Well, she had a part in it.
That's why I had to pause, because it's like, no, edit that. We're taking it out on the woman who had no obligation other than moral, to respect what was happening between Bill
and Danny.
Right? Bill had a commitment. Bill had a contract.
Bill stood in front of God and said,
Mr. Lawyer, you had a contract with this woman, and you are taking zero heat. Zero. I don't get it.
While as you said, it's like Bill, Haley's getting all the heat, Bill's getting none of it, because I'm like, that's how it always goes. It's like we always go after the one who I guess that, right, but not the one who. But then again, some people are just like, oh, don't go after the man, go after the woman. But it's like, don't go after the woman, go after the man. It's like everybody should be catching heat.
Sure, but really, the issue is with the one who had the commitment.
Right.
That is Bill.
So, I'm like, Jerome, I sat there watching, I'm like, Jerome, no. You're going about this all wrong, sir. All wrong. It's like, while Haley is alone, snuff her, do what you will.
Snub? Not snuff. Snub.
Thank you.
You don't want to kill her.
I mean, but yes, snub her out. But when Bill's there, you're like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton, how you doing? Like, can I get you anything? Like, you act like she's there. Any other time, do what you will. I'm like, it's like how I was at my last job. It's like we were told one thing by the boss, and what he said did not make, and he was telling everybody something different, and we're like, no, what he says does not make sense. Do this. This is the way. When he's there, we follow what he says, no matter how many times he changes what he says. When he's not here, do it this way. I know it's gonna get confusing, but you'll get the hang of it, because
that was just I agree with you. So many other ways that Jerome could have handled that, right? He does not have to address Haley if he doesn't want to. That is perfectly fine. Good afternoon, Mr. Hamilton. And I heard it, and it was just like, huh. But then when he started walking away walking away while she's ordering her chicken, whatever. I was like, sir.
Right?
Because he could have been like, okay, and what can I get for you, Mr. Hamilton? And Bill orders. And then, you pause. Is there anything else? Or she starts talking. You can act like she didn't speak. And then you say to him, would you like anything else with your veal piccata or whatever it was that Bill ordered? But you turn and you walk away like are you looking to lose your job? Because really, that is basis for complaint.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Jerome. Use your head.
Right. So going back to them inserting themselves with Danny, again, it's just like, you guys are not the same.
No.
You're not. It's like, it's like you guys, you're talking about her getting like snubbed out, and she's gonna walk out and question the voices of people talking about her. It's like, no, because remember, you slept with her husband, she got dumped, and then y'all got married. She pulled a gun out on you at your wedding, and she's still walking around this country club holding her head high. She punched you in the face the days before your wedding, and people were probably being like, "Oh my God, did you see that? Danny punched Haley in the face," and oh my God, like people have been talking about this and Danny from time, and my girl still yes, she's like upset, like people keep talking about Haley and Bill, and I'm sick of it, and yeah, but it's like she's acting like. Not like
she should go,
right. Yeah. So y'all are not the same. You're still gonna come to this country club, Haley, without Bill, and you're still gonna get rebuffed by the staff until whatever changes happen. Yeah. So, and Danny's is gonna keep coming in here, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Miss Dupree, how are you? It's so lovely to see you. Can I get you a hot towel? Like, whatever." So, no. But I will say, I like how Danny held herself up. And she's like, I do like the comments like, "Bill, I think your bride's brain is broken. You should probably take her home." like that was hilarious. And just like, I may have had a setback, but I've got a plan to put me back on top.
Yep. Bad plan, but that's okay.
Well, we'll see.
All right. What'd you do that for? Who called for that? And I really should say that properly, but I didn't have anything. Anything for Mech Saints? I didn't have anything for that. Hero of the week? Or heroine?
I would just probably say just the girls and hang out with Samantha, and
Okay.
because that was really nice.
Yep, I don't have anything really to call out. Villain of the week?
Just Leslie for drugging or giving Lauren an infection.
Okay. I'm actually putting Anita in villain of the week.
Oh, is it because of the charity?
Yes, I think Anita was very out of order. I was very vengeful. I understand the desire to protect your child. Danny is grown.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were wrong. The charity was wrong to wait so long to fire. Okay, fine. Although, I will say, Hannah had her nerve right when she showed up at the door, obviously by invitation, and then she skitched herself into the house. Like, I don't even know that Anita said come in. I don't know if she made any gesture for Hannah to come in. Hannah comes past the foyer. She didn't even just step inside the door and wait. She breezed all up into the people's living room, which I thought was very nervy. And then anytime Anita says something, Vernon, surely you're not going to stand for... What, hey, how you trying to sow dissent into people's house?
I was waiting for Anita to say, don't look at Vernon. He's not going to help you.
Right?
That's what I was waiting for.
Absolutely. And she kind of said that at one point. It's like, Vernon is behind me on this, or however she said that.
Basically.
Like, what are you turning to Vernon for? Almost like you and Vernon have something going on and you think Vernon is going to back you. Like, I didn't get that. I don't know. But no, Anita, I thought was out of order. Danny did not need you to fight that battle.
No, and especially since Danny says, because Anita was going to call the charity and get her back on the board, and she said, Mom, don't.
Leave it. Right?
It's like, I don't want to work with people who view me like that.
Which, that was brilliant on Danny's part.
It's like, agreed, you don't.
You don't. So, yeah, it's like, Danny doesn't need you to come in and clean up behind her. Mm-mm. You don't want to support the charity? Okay, that's your business, that's your money, you don't have to. That's fine. That you're then going to start the exact same scholarship fund in a different organization, I think that's a little shady. And I don't think it's the right thing to do to put Danny in charge of that. Or at least not right away. Maybe later, if you want to. It's your business. But I didn't like that. So for me, she was the villain. Mm. We already talked about the Delulu of the week, or the Kesekeke, which for me was Diego. Oh, one thing I really appreciated this week was, and we've seen this throughout the series already. So Vernon was writing his speech, or he was helping and asking Anita for help. What I really appreciate about this soap is the constant callbacks to the civil rights, what we as people of African descent have done for, I'll say, America. In this case, it's the United States, but really North America as a whole, and just how we represent ourselves. And I just really appreciate those references, those callbacks, and I do hope that continues. I think that's fantastic. It's something that no other soap can do.
And I find it interesting because I was going to say I would be interested to see what they would do for Black History Month, but I'm like, seeing as how the show literally started at the end of Black History Month, that's not possible.
It's a year away.
Right. But had they started sooner, I would have been interested to see, like, what do they do for that?
But I think that's part of why I enjoy it as well. Is because it's not restricted to February. They're just weaving that in and out the storyline, and I love that. So it's just keeping it on the forefront of people's minds.
Right.
So
there was something briefly that Sminny touched on when talking with the kids, and it even ties into Vernon's speech because it was on bullying and stuff like that. Was they were talking about how, because of Martin's job, they're under a microscope, like the family, that is. Yeah. And so it's like things get on the internet and that can come back to, like, haunt you or whatever. And like, I was so focused on Tyrell because of what's going on with him and his situation. I'm just like, oof, I'm like, how is that gonna get out? And then even briefly though, was Smitty saying he was writing a piece on influencers, and he was talking about, like, well, influencers are kind of like these other people. I don't remember specifically what he said. I was gonna say something like scammers, but not scammers, but it's like it's a whole cycle because it's like the influencers get people to do this and then people do that, and it's like it's a whole cycle and make more money or whatever. And I was just like,
I can't help you because I don't remember.
I don't remember specifically what he said, but he said it was just like influencers make like so much more money than all these other people because of what they do and whatnot. And it's just like, how is this? Because he wants to ask Chelsea about it. So I'm like, how is this, what you're writing, going to affect Chelsea and Kat in their business? Because it was just the way he was talking about it. I'm like, yeah.
Do you want to add that to the follow-up?
Yeah. So I'm just interested to see how that's gonna go.
All right. Excellent. Anything else as we wrap this up?
No, that was it.
All right. Then, ladies and gentlemen, fans all around the world, thank you for your time. Be sure to come back next week with Mama Sass and Baby Sass.
Hey.
For a little more soap.
And a hell of a lot of sass.
Have a great week.
Bye.